everyone, welcome back. Today we are just going over the recent patch notes for patch 6 and patch 7. Sorry I've been so behind on this. I am going to try really hard to keep you guys updated when a new one does come out. But today let's get caught up on patch notes, and then this weekend I'm definitely going to either be making a romance tips and tricks guide for the eligible bachelors and bachelorettes in SunnySide, or possibly a farming guide, but I will be able to do that this weekend, so keep a lookout for those things. But let's get started on the patch notes. So starting out for patch 6, as they mentioned in the last update, they're now going to provide bi-weekly updates, as it provides us with more time to work on bigger features, tackle more time-consuming bugs, and do more testing on performance. We're pretty happy with the bundle of changes for this update, and we'd like to start by highlighting some of the biggest ones. Okay, so first up for patch 6, we have animal selling. Thanks to your amazing feedback in the community polls channel on the Discord server, we have now implemented animal selling. This is a whole new system that not only allows you to sell unwanted animals, but also as a dedicated formula to calculate how much an animal will be worth based on the living conditions, happiness, and overall love meter. So that's pretty cool. I know a lot of people were wanting that, myself included, so I am glad to see that change put in the game. This change will make SunnySide's ranching system a lot more robust, and you can now focus solely on that career path as your form of income in the game. Based on your choice in the Discord community poll, the animal selling interface can also be accessed through the Animal Companion app. Simply toggle sell mode and the game will display an estimated value for the animal, which updates in real time. You can then set an animal to be sold, and you will have until the end of the day to cancel the process if you change your mind. The next day, animals that were set to be sold will disappear, and their slots in the coop or sleeping spot will now be open, and you'll see the money in your pocket. Okay, so that is a really cool thing, especially if you were getting overrun with farm animals. Now you can sell them, make a little bit of money. That's pretty cool. Okay, so new crafting recipes at the crafting table and build station. We've added a number of new crafting recipes, which can be found on the crafting interface inside either the crafting table or the build station. These items, some of which are level locked, will provide a more smooth and enjoyable experience, especially for players at the later stages of their playthrough. Really awesome to see this here. They're going to continue to balance requirements as well as work on potentially adding more ways to utilize the crafting system. New storage customizations. This is a pretty big one. We know storage and inventory management can be a big portion of the day-to-day loop in SunnySide, and we've seen how meticulous some of you are with the boxes and your items. Honestly, it's very impressive. And to give you all more tools to customize your storage, we have implemented changing to the color tag and the icon of storages to make things easier to find at a glance. Simply open a storage interface, and inside you should be able to change the color and icon of the storage container. Keep in mind this does not apply to the global storage cache, vendor drop points, or cave caches, and only work for whatever storage you can build on your farm. Okay, so this is a really great one for people that like to stay organized. I'm going to make a ton of use out of this. So glad to see it here. Food and crafting balance. We've heard your feedback on the excessive amount of time food crafting can take. Before this update, the time for a food crafting recipe would be calculated based on the amount of output you select. So if you had one soy sauce, it would take 30 minutes to be done. 4 of them, it would take 2 hours. We have now changed this calculation, and it is no longer on a 1-to-1 multiplier. We now use increments, which means that the time will only be multiplied once a threshold is reached. This, from the beta feedback, seems to be a much preferred method of calculating time and should allow you to do much more with less food crafting equipment in the same amount of time. Really welcome change and improvement there. Now let's take a look at what else the team has worked on this week. Farm animals and pets. Farm animals no longer try to seek your attention when you're too far away from them in a different farm, for example. Animal shearing and milking stations now only grab animals from the farm that the player is at. Okay. Good to know. I haven't even gotten to my second farm yet, so I haven't had that problem. Fixed an inconsistency where the amount of resources trees drop when cut, especially alongside its related skills. And the skill farmer should no longer affect the last stage of a crop, causing it to wither the next day. Shops and vendors. Fix an issue to the vendors where you could purchase more than 100 items if you exceeded the amount. Subsequently, to ensure an enjoyable experience, we've bumped the main item purchase to 300 items. You can now add 10, 100, or 300 items to your cart at a vendor's list. This is currently implemented for items in vendor shops. We'll look into a similar solution for services in future updates. Okay, so really just good quality of life improvement here. Really glad to see it. Phone and UI. The currently tracked quest is now highlighted in the journal app. Awesome. You can now untrack quests, which will also hide it from your HUD. Simply re-click on a tracked quest to toggle it off. And the black phone screen after using certain apps such as SunnySide should no longer appear. That was an easy one to fix, but I'm glad they fixed it. Okay, the caves, using the Afuda in battle no longer removes all instances of that card. Social system fixed an issue with Lucy's dating cutscenes. Tend the animals activity at the Reed Estate Hangout now is accessible during the correct time of day. Build mode fixed an inconsistency with build mode where sometimes the rotation degrees would not persist between items. All buildable sittable surfaces such as chairs and sofas are now correctly attached to the building that they are built on when moving buildings around. When drawing paths or walls, the paths cannot be placed if it exceeds the buildable area, and instead of the game canceling the placement of the whole path or wall, it gives you an error that you couldn't place without just discarding your process of drawing. Time now pursues when using food crafting machines. There are no pre-placed building stations on all farms besides Farm 1. You can find each one inside the large open sheds, and they need to be built. When loading a save, place blueprints now show up more reliably. Farming and cooking, compost bins now give you the correct type of fertilizer. All unlocked food and crafting recipes now appear in food and crafting machines all the time consistently. Food crafting XP is more generous. Fix an incorrect stage length for Japonic. All crops now correctly fruit inside the greenhouse regardless of the season. Greenhouses should work more reliably. Simple syrup now acts as a sweetener for cooking recipes. Alright, we've got a few more general bug fixes to get through for patch 6. Vehicles no longer continue to move when opening the map app or journal app through the hotkeys. The mini-map will now dynamically zoom in and out as your speed changes. For example, when you're on a vehicle going at high speed, the mini-map will zoom out to show you more of the map, proportionate to your speed so you can navigate easier. Love that, that's awesome. Improved performance when sleeping. This is a visual hitch. When loading, the sleep screen should no longer appear. You can now adjust the day length to up to 60 minutes instead of 30. Awesome. Adjustments to rendering pipeline, which should provide improvements to performance across different machines, and added a button to access the official community run wiki in the main menu and the pause menu. And that's really it for patch 6, guys. The developer tip of the week is once you build irrigation pipes, you can activate them remotely through the utilities app on your phone and even set an auto schedule for every morning. All you need to do is activate the appropriate skill on the skill tree, which I am going to be making a video on farming and irrigation. It's just I haven't had really time to sit down and play like I want to. So I'll probably do the romance one first, and then we'll get into the farming and irrigation one. And yeah, that's really it for patch 6. So let's go on and move to patch 7, guys. On to patch 7. This time around, our focus has been on some highly requested quality of life features, as well as continued work on bugs and optimization. Our highlight for this update is the newly added global storage access. Let's look at how it works and everything the team has been working on. So yeah, global storage access, huge deal as far as quality of life. So glad that they added that. It just makes life so much easier, and really there's no reason not to have it. Glad it's finally been added. So basically, yeah, you can access global storage from anywhere. That's freaking awesome. So yeah, when using any storage items such as cardboard boxes, global cache, or even your vehicle's inventory, you can now use the global storage access menu on the left side of the screen. This menu allows you to switch to any remotely accessible storage placed in the world. Once switched, you can move items easily between them and customize them all from one location. That's so great, guys. It's gonna make life so much easier in every sense. We've heard your struggles regarding gemstones and caves, so with this update, we're adding one more use to the campsites inside of each of the cave levels. When using a campsite, you can now access the global storage remotely. So cool. This combined with the global storage access allows you to access virtually any storage from within the caves sitting at the campsite. So really great. I'm so glad to see that. The global storage access is available even from your vehicles. This gives you a mobile way to access all of your inventories, even when you're cruising around the town. We hope this update, alongside with the customization of storage in the previous update, gives you a much more enjoyable experience for inventory management. I really think it will. And also, we've heard your call for larger storage options, and we'll be looking into that for more options in the future. Don't really feel like we need that. I mean, just build stuff. It's so cheap to build trunks, whatever. Okay. Auto walk. From your feedback on the Steam and Discord community, we have decided to implement an auto walk feature. Like many other RPGs, you can now activate the auto walk mode by pressing C at any time. A little prompt will pop at the bottom of the left corner of the screen to let you know that the auto walk is currently active. While auto walk is active, you can press forward to continuously move forward, and you can continue to aim or even strafe without interrupting the auto walk. You can stop the character by moving the character backwards without having to turn off auto walk. If you're using a gamepad, you can access the auto walk feature under accessibility sections of the settings menu. You know, I don't really really understand what the need for the auto walk is. Maybe someone can explain it to me in the comments. I just don't understand why we need it. I don't know how it's helpful, but anybody that wanted that, good for you. Cooking, mixing, circle improvement. If you've used the cooking menu in SunnySide, you know the ingredient portions are important. We also know that using the stack split menu continuously can be a pain, especially when cooking multiple dishes on one appliance. Taking a note from one of our favorite games, such as Minecraft, we've added single item placement inside the mixing circle. When holding a stack of items under your cursor, left click A and cross on a gamepad places the entire stack into that slot. Just like before, you can now instead press the right click or square to place down a single item in one slot. You can also continue to add one to the slot by pressing the right click multiple times. This small change has a big impact on interacting with the cooking system. Hopefully it makes it easier and removing more barriers and menus when cooking in SunnySide. Alright, as for what else the team has worked on this week, progression and skill tree, fix an incorrect value for the achievement My Precious. Trees do not have physical top sections such as oak and now give you the correct drops when broken, and breaking the stump of the trees on the farm now gives you the proper amount of XP. Okay, phone and UI. When using the interface setting to disable the minimap now collapses into a notification bar as opposed to disappearing altogether, allowing you to see the number of pending messages. And the setting for the bottom prompts, PlayStation and Xbox, should now persist correctly. The vehicle HUD for the scooter and the truck no longer occasionally gets stuck on screen, and using the Battle Planner app in the caves when it's late should no longer darken the lights. The minimap quest markers are now a lot more accurate and don't disappear randomly. All good to see. The social system, the quest hold notice no longer shows up for the HUD objectives panel when tracking NPC fetch quests, and the letter from Ryozo should now display the player's name correctly. Alright, almost to the end guys. Farming and cooking, fixed an avocado oil barrel and turnip seed food crafting recipes, and food crafting machines now have the proper controller support. General bug fixes and world improvements, removed a stray model of Melody and Hanako from the winter decorations map, yes again, lol. Fixed a few of the tutorial trigger boxes that would not trigger occasionally, further improvements to level loading and game performance. Farm 3 and 4 now cost 5 and 10k respectively. And that's really it for patch 7, guys. The developer tip of the week is you can press F while drawing a path, fence, or wall. This will add a corner pinpoint to your currently drawn item and allow you to create bends and other complicated shapes. So that's really cool to see. This update is 1.18.1 and it's listed at the bottom of the screen. That's how you know you've got the newest update. I am going to try to stay on these patch note updates as well as, you know, just get you out more SunnySide content, which again, after this weekend, I should get one out. But yeah, it's really great to see all those awesome quality of life improvements for SunnySide. I hope they keep coming. I am looking forward to actually getting to sit down and play the game some more and make some more videos for you guys. So sorry I got a little bit behind on the patches. It does seem like some of you guys are really enjoying these videos, so I'm going to keep doing them for you. If you are not subscribed and you want more SunnySide content, please hit that subscribe button. We are so close to almost 800 subscribers now. I'm so thankful for every single one of you. So thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one.